Yo, what's up with y'all? It's Keymajor. I'm back with another tutorial video for you on the DK channel. Today I'm showing you guys how to make some dark orchestral melodies for Southside Pyrex Whippa, so let's get straight to the video. For the first sound I use for some contact, I use the Nucleus strings spiccato. So I came up with this melody was I first started with this top melody right here. And then I copied it down an octave. And I just added the bass notes, which was basically these notes again. And I took this down an octave. Then I copied it 7 notes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then last thing I did was I selected these notes and I held Alt and I used my mouse wheel to lower the velocities. And then the last thing I did was I selected all the notes and I did Alt R to randomize the velocities. And that was basically, it's very simple. It may look a little complicating, but it's basically the same notes copied an octave up. When you're making these type of melodies, you really want to focus on the velocity and the bounce, just giving the melody a lot of rhythm and making it sound catchy. For the effects, I panned it a tiny bit to the left. I added fruity reverb. I just turned the separation knob 55%, and then EQ'd a lot of the lows out, lowered some of the mids, and I raised the highs for the strings to sound more crisp. The next one I added was the Nucleus brass, the sustained. So I came up with this melody, it was very simple. I used the same chords or notes from the original melody. I basically just used F and C, and then I took the F an octave up. I duplicated the same chord, and then for the last one, I took the C and I shifted it an octave up, and then I raised it to C sharp. And then I took the original chord and I just moved it a half step up, and I took the C sharp down to C. For the effects, I panned it a tiny bit to the right and I made it more stereo. I added fruity reverb. I just turned the separation knob 100%. I turned the dry knob down and I raised the wet knob, and I just lowered the lows and I raised the highs. Next is I added this one shot. It's a bell from the Kindo band's Indigo one shot kit. Basically just laid down 2 notes at C and then I shifted an octave up. I just turned the velocity down for these so they're more quiet. For the effects, I panned it more to the left. I added ambience reverb, just turned the mixing knob down. I added a pancake so I could pan left and right. I went to the bars and I put half so it's panning faster, and I turned the mix knob down to 31. And I just EQ'd a lot of the lows and mids. Then I added another one shot. It's basically from the same kit. Although this is a one shot, I'm pretty sure this is the choir from Jade Ethnic Orchestra. I don't have the MIDI anymore, but all I basically did was I just laid down the C and I just copied it 4 times, just like this. I exported it and I threw it into Slicer and I sliced it every beat, and I just turned the attack knob up and the decay knob up a little bit. Putting in a slicer just kind of gives it that rhythm and bounce with the choir. The effects, I panned it a tiny bit to the right and I made it 20% more stereo. I added ambience. I just turned the mixer knob down, and then I EQ'd the lows and a little bit of the mids. Next, I added a bass one shot from the Poison Producer Grind one shot kit. Basically just the real note of the melody, which is F, just playing over and over. I added no effects on the one shot. I liked how it sounded already. Then the last sound I added was some Balkan Ethnic Orchestra. It's their freebie sound. If you go on their website, you could get a freebie. It's literally just one sound, the duck tenor. For the effects, all I did was I just EQ'd a lot of the lows and I raised the highs for it to sound more crisp. And then last sound I added was this effect. It's from the same one shot kit I showed earlier. And then I just played it over and over. For the effects, I added some ambience and I added some delay. I added a 1/8 delay and I just ping ponged it. And I just EQ'd the lows and raised the highs a little bit. Then I basically just created this little arrangement and I laid out the stems. I put an EQ on the master. I just lowered the lows, some of the mids, and I raised the highs. I exported it and I pitched it down 100 cents, and here's the final sample. that was it for the video. I really hope you guys did enjoy and learn something new. Keep these melodies really simple and just layer your sounds correctly. Pick good sounds and mess with the velocity to create rhythm. And you could also find other ways to create rhythm with your melodies. You can use slicer and use the fade in and fade out knob like I did earlier. You could add shaper box. You could add gross beat and mess with the gates. Make sure you guys do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss another tutorial video. Make sure you guys do go join the Patreon. It'll be the first link down in the description. You get taught by any of the DK members how to make loops, beats, mix your beats, arrange your beats, whatever you need to know. But that was it for the video, and I'll see you on the next one.